folks, it's day number 2 at the Cinch USTRC National Finals of Team Roping. It's final spin time. My name's Ben Clements, and joining me today, Ferron Lucero, Flake, and Kyle Elwood. And guys, you know what? Today is always a big day. It's the second day of the roping. It's the day that we have the U.S. Open. We start the day off with the 13 preliminary, though, but probably one of my most favorite days.
Indeed, yeah. The 13 preliminary was exciting. A lot of teams. 5 rotations in this roping. It was really big, and man, what an exciting short round at the end of the roping for it.
It was. It came right down to it, and you know what? A couple of kids actually won the roping.
They come from the second callback position. We're talking about Ryder Kisner and Cole Sherwood. These guys, they were just unconscious going into this short round. They wanted the money. Cole had a chance to make some money yesterday. He missed, unfortunately, in the short round, and was able to make up for it today.
The second callback, they got to be 9:57 to take the lead. Kisner, Cole Sherwood, take your shot. Oh yeah, 8-75. They are number 1 with 30 and 80. They are winning right now $19,000.
Well, he had a chance to redeem himself, and he sure did come through with fine fashion. A youngster from Idaho, and I tell you, it's just amazing the amount of money these young kids can win now because of the USTRC, and they sure bring their A game when they come to the finals.
We know there's also kids finishing second place as Chance Savage and Austin Santikos. They ended up right there in the number 2 spot. Today is a big day, and the showcase event of the day is the U.S. Open, and what a great roping.
We kick it off. It's 5 full rounds and a short round, and we get to see the best in the world, Reed.
Hey, you know, speaking of the best in the world, we have some of the best fans here as well. And what was impressive to me was to look around this Coliseum and see how full it was. Not every seat was full, but there were a lot of people here, Kyle, that were enjoying the roping today.
They sure were, and it seems like even from, as far as where I live in Salina, Kansas, 3 or 4 hours away, there's a lot of people that talk to you in upcoming, weeks before the roping. Hey, I'm going to see you down there Sunday during the U.S. Open. I'm sure going to come watch, and just a packed house again, and a great crowd, very responsive.
And they were very responsive, even from the get-go, and you know what? We provided them this year with a great roping. Jeff Smith and Ike Cox, they brought in a set of bigger steers, something that we haven't seen at the U.S. Open for a while, and we took out the rope barrier this year using the 5-second barrier and the electric eye, and I think it really enhanced the rope and made it really fun.
I think it was a great production. Everything happened fast. Everything was fast, and the crowd pleased.
Hey, and that's what it's all about, actually. Is pleasing the crowd and getting something to watch out there.
You know, and as you mentioned, the top teams, it was exciting to watch all these guys teamed up together. The best in the business, as we mentioned, and boy, we have some great world champions here as well.
Hey, that's it. And Kyle, winning the roping, Chad Masters, Jade Corkill.
Jade Corkill's been the Open champion in Guthrie. He won the Open prelim. Chad Masters won second. They are 32-77. They got to be an 8-13 for the win of the Open. $76,000.
Here's the team of the day. Ice water in their veins. They're going to finish like they start as the champs again in 2011.
It just seems like year in, year out, even when the great young kids are coming up and they really make a splash and they win some go-arounds, and you think, boy, the older guys are going to fall out of this deal. Not to say that they're old, but they've been around and they've won world titles and they've been here. As you get to that short round on the top callbacks, the cream always rises to the top, and it was very evident today. Chad Masters, Jade Corkill, high callback, come back, finish the deal just like always. Ice water in their veins. These guys are just great.
Exactly. They took home $76,300. They were 39.73 to do that. And finishing right behind them was Clay Trine and Travis Graves, who roped an outstanding rope.
Oh, all day long. Travis Graves and Clay Trine, these guys, they are like machines. They finished the roping with 40 and 91, and they pocket $41,400.
And then in third place, Reed, it was Charlie Crawford, Clay O'Brien Cooper. Those guys are probably the most consistent team on the page.
$31,300 is what they wanted. And you talk about the veterans. We don't want to use the term old guys, but these guys that we're talking about here, Charlie Crawford and Clay O'Brien, they have been down the trail. They know what it's all about. They're a couple of the veterans that really shined today and made us all proud.
Ben, I heard Clay O say one time, team roping is about the game of mistakes, and whoever makes the least wins the most. And it was very evident today. Even some veteran guys, I seen break some barriers. Speedy broke a barrier. I believe Charles Pogue broke a barrier. There's a few of them guys that you wouldn't plan on doing something like that, break barriers. David Key broke one and still come back and placed in the roping, I believe, just one hole out maybe. But Rich Skelton, he roped a great roping as well.
Well, you know what? The hot team throughout the whole deal was Trevor Brazil and Patrick Smith. They were right there consistently at the top or within the top 3 as the go runs progressed. And then in round 5, Trevor let that steer out a little bit too far, and it ultimately ended up costing him.
I think his horse might have got him just a little bit there as he nodded for that steer, and he was a strong steer. I think we looked back and seen he was like 0.3 off the barrier,
right.
And he did a great job of catching him, but clear at the back end.
Sure he did, but that's it. It comes back to the mistakes, and the guys making the least mistakes today, Chad Masters, Jade Corkill. Jade has just had a great weekend. Well, Chad and Jade both have had a great weekend, but Jade won the roping at Guthrie, and then he came and won the U.S. Open, and he was also the champion of the U.S. preliminary. So just phenomenal feat right there for that young man.
Yeah, that guy, he's just solid. Everybody, we dream of making runs like that guy each and every night, but that guy, he makes it a reality, and he's just something fun to watch. He's great for the sport, and we enjoy him. Him and Chad Masters, great ambassadors for the sport.
Oh, sure. And the headers both, they hit on how important it is to have a great head horse, and you know what, that's certainly true today.
Hey, you know what was fun was to watch the replay of that winning run. When those guys were making the victory lap around the arena, they replayed that winning run, and once Chad got it on that steer, I mean, Jade just came in here, and you knew from the minute he came around the corner, he was going to rope that steer by 2 feet. You could just see it.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the way he is, signature, classic and perfect.
Well, Jade has a lot of confidence, as he turns in there, but I think a lot of that comes from his header and Chad Masters, knowing that he's going to score perfect. All the foundation's been laid at home, and Chad's horse always scores perfect. He never leaves till he's ready to, and Jade knows where that steer's going to be, 2 jumps ahead of time, so he just turns in there and does his deal, and they just clean it up and make it look easy.
You bet.
Hey, the thing there, I know when you interviewed Chad in the arena, he said what he tries to do is once he gets it on those steers is just slow it down and give those guys back there on the back end the best shot that he can.
Yeah.
And as you watch that run that he made, you can see that's exactly what he's doing. You've got to slow things down in a case like that to be fast.
That's exactly right, and that's something Ferron talks about all the time is slow down to be fast, and it was certainly the case today. We always compare that to football, and that header's the quarterback and the healer's the receiver, and today was the perfect case. All those headers, Chad, Clay, both setting things up, and all those big guys had to do was catch. That's what it was all about. Winning the tour, the U.S. Open Tour, on the head side, it was Clay Trine. He ended up winning $10,000, and second went to Chad Masters. And then on the heel side, it was Jade Corkill, and he kind of took
Well, how appropriate. I mean, that's just what you expect from that guy, just consistency, and he's going to be the one with the most points and fastest time when it's all said and done.
Yeah, and then right there behind him was Travis Graves. So, you know what, it's just a great day of team roping. We've got the rest of the week set before us, and so I expect it to get even bigger and better. We've got some even larger paychecks to give out, and man, we're just looking forward to a great week of team roping here at the Cinch USTRC National Finals. Thanks for tuning in to the Final Spin.